Welcome back to Extra Life. I'm Keza Macdonald.
And I'm Ellie Gibson.
And today we are joined by the excellent Sooz Kempner.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Hi, Sooz. Do you mind for the listener explaining who the hell you are?
Oh, yeah. I am Sooz Kempner off of Twitter and also stand-up comedy and singing. Those three things are me.
Also been doing a lot of Twitch streaming over lockdown.
I have been. Yeah, I've been because I was live streaming on Facebook as soon as lockdown started. And then Facebook binned me off because I posted a Indian ice cream brand that really exists called Hitler Ice Cream with a picture of Hitler on the box. And I posted it and said, I wish I had a cool, refreshing Hitler ice cream. And Facebook were like, you're not allowed to live stream anymore.
Wow.
I was like, oh.
Censorship.
Yeah, it's nice.
But you didn't invent the ice cream. You didn't even mock up
You didn't even invent Hitler.
I'm also a left-wing Jew. But so I was kind of like, well, I suppose Facebook's trying to deal with the fascists, but they've really fucked it.
Oh, please tell me that is one of the flavours of Hitler ice cream. Left-wing Jew.
Left-wing Jew.
Delicious. Yeah.
So I had to go on Twitch, which I like much better.
I'm a big fan of your Sonic Christmas jumper that you wear. I'm especially a fan of when you stand in front of a green screen, and because it's Green Hill Zone, you just look like you're a creepy floating torso.
It was really exciting. I did a Christmas stream in early October, and I wear a Sonic jumper which has a strip of green at the bottom. So, and that was the bottom of the screen, and it looked like I was a spooky torso.
I'll be honest, Suze, I'm an incredibly old person. I'm one of those boring people who doesn't really get Twitch. I don't really understand it. So I'm asking you, as a Twitcher, do you even say Twitcher? Is that what you say? Are you a Twitcher?
Twitch.
I've never heard Twitcher. Twitchy.
I'm a girl doing it.
Twitchster.
It's a
Twitch N.
As a left-wing Jewish person who twitches, sell it to me as an old person. Why should I get involved in Twitch?
So you've seen live streaming on Facebook?
Yeah, very tedious.
Yeah, well, it's that.
Right, okay. You're not selling it in terms of selling it.
It's that, but it's better than like Facebook and YouTube live streaming because you can do whatever you want, which you can on Facebook and YouTube, but people don't. Whereas on Twitch, you can do really mad stuff for hours on end. So they don't mind me. Like, I play Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, a game that came out in 1993, and I make it so that every robot you defeat is a Republican senator who's... And you can do that on Twitch for several hours, and people stick around.
Oh, yeah. I mean, nobody's got very much to do at the moment.
Oh, are you quite into the old Twitch then, Keza?
Not particularly. I must be honest. I'm not.
You're
into
a grown-up.
I was there just slightly too late. Like, I've missed several boats in my career. Like, I started working on a print magazine in 2005, which is very smart. And then in 2010, just as YouTube was turning up, I went to a very big website, and now I write for a newspaper.
Yeah.
So really not on it with the trends.
We sound like one of those people going, "Tell me about this Elvis Presley. What's all this with his funny hips? I don't like it. I don't like it."
I feel like I should have been a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer, but it just wasn't. It wasn't to be for me. It was never going to happen.
Never too late for Twitch.
I think it is, mate. I really think it is.
The thing is, I think my major issue is that I can't talk and play video games at the same time. Like, I can't do it. I become monosyllabic.
Okay.
Like, some people have that talent. Like, what amazes me about really good Twitch streamers is that they can be full on funny for hours while playing a game to quite a high level. I'm like, either of those things individually is a challenge. both together.
It's the speedrunners I'm obsessed with. I follow a few speedrunners on Twitch and who all just play Sonic speedrunning.
So speedrunners are people who complete a game as fast as possible,
Yeah,
right?
that's it. And they break loads of rules in the game. Like, they play Mario 64 and it's like, walls are optional. And then, but these Sonic speedrunners they just completely blow the game apart, and they'll complete Sonic 2 in 14 minutes. The world record's like 14 minutes. And, like, I'll be there for an hour and a half going, oh, for fuck's sake. But they will chat as they do it. Like, they'll be on world record pace and they'll go, yeah, it's looking good. I think that if I can get through Oil Ocean, they don't even call it the full name. They'll be like, if I can get through Ocean in this time, I think we're on cars for a round. And you go, how can you still talk at the same time? I'd be going, could everyone in the chat just stop typing? It's really distracting.
I can't even talk about games when I'm not playing them. Right? So I was on...
I mean, that's a bit of a disadvantage for someone in our career.
It is a bit. I was on a popular television show, I don't know if I've mentioned it, I don't really like to talk about it, called Dara O'Brien's Go 8-Bit, which I co-hosted.
I mean, the way Ellie
right.
talks about it, you'd think it was indeed Ellie Gibson's story.
Yeah, Ellie Gibson's
To me,
bit.
it is.
Yeah,
In the hearts of the
that was
nation.
the working title. But he's got a huge ego, so yeah, we had to. No, so but in that, Dara and I had to commentate on. So the comedians and celebrities would play video games, and Dara and I had to commentate on them. And honestly, I was just terrible at it, really. Especially if it was a game like Pro Evo or FIFA. I don't know how to commentate on football. I'd be like, well, he's kicking the ball to a man, and the man has kicked it to another man, and
To be fair, that's what all football commentary sounds like to me a lot of the time.
well, this is it. But then, like, even if it was games I knew lots about, like Tomb Raider or Aladdin on the SNES, they were always rubbish at it. So I'd be like, no, pull the lever, pull it down, pull it down. At one point, I had to get up and go and fix the game because Sam was so bad at it. So I just don't think I'm just not cut out for it. Is what I'm saying.
That's one of those like new economy jobs, shoutcasting.
Ooh.
Which is being a commentator for competitive video games.
Oh, is that an actual job?
It's a real job now.
That
There are some famous
sounds
ones
amazing.
with yeah, like
How strange that nobody has approached me for that job, despite having been on television doing it for 3 series.
There's and
They keep crying, Ellie.
it's funny that the appeal of speedrunning. There's a lot of speedrunners out there, and they do awesome games done quick. Is like
Yeah.
a big. Like I think it's 3 times a year they get a lot of people together to do games as fast as they can. Part of the fun of speedrunning is you get to see a game that you're really, really familiar with, like one from your childhood, but you get to see it blown apart in a different way.
Yeah.
I'm so. Can I at least
Keep
I'm at
it
least
going.
away?
I love it. I've started doing, like play Sonic games live on Twitch, but I'm bad at it. I wasn't that good even as a kid. I was a bit of an amateur then, but now I'm really shit at it. I'm 35 and I haven't played them properly in about 15 years. So I'll play it and be bad at it, but I'll commentate on it as if I'm breaking the world record. And I'll do it for hours. And I've started getting followed by actual speedrunners that I'm essentially mugging off on Twitch. And I'll go, oh God, Joey Baby 69 is in the chat and he's the world record holder in all 4 classic Sonic games.
Really good start here.
I can't play Sonic in front of him. It'd be like trying to sing in front of Streisand.
You've got a very long history with Sonic, haven't you?
Yeah.
What was the first game you remember enjoying when you were a kid?
Oh, Sonic 1 on the Master System. Because we didn't have Mega Drive money. So I think the Mega Drive was it had been out about 2 years in the UK. So the Master System had dropped in price quite a lot. So that's when we got a Master System.
I remember those years when the Mega Drive was just impossibly expensive.
Yeah.
There are over 100 Mega Drive games. They get faster, they get harder.
What are you going to do to keep up?
It is good, they say.
Lewis and Dixon's had level 1 on a loop, and you could go and play that. It was like being in an arcade. So it wasn't, but
you could play
in your head
Sonic.
it was.
Yeah.
It was a good time. And have you always been a Sonic rather than a Mario person?
Oh yeah,
too?
because we never had Nintendo, so
Right, yeah.
and so I grew up proper like I hate Mario. You're like
Visceral
it's not.
hatred.
Yeah, I'm one of those people. It's like it's not enough that I just like this thing I like, and I don't play that other thing that's the rival. I hate the other thing.
Oh, so
I was
you
like
don't
that.
have it, because there has been some debate on this podcast about whether Mario is better than Sonic. But some people have suggested that Sonic is just a very dull, simplistic game where it's just all about speed and pressing right. So I'm asking you to justify. You don't like you're about to.
I really like Sonic. I think it's skill based, which you can tell.
Skill based,
because-
Keza. Skill.
You can tell it's skill based because I'm so bad at it.
Yeah, there you go. Stick that in your pipe.
But you're deeply deep. Like, didn't you write a Sonic novelization?
When I was 7. Yeah. When I was 7, we got Sonic 2.
The best one.
And we had a project in year 3 called Long Story. You had to write quite a long story over like a couple of weeks with the Vikings involved in it because we were studying the Vikings. Well, here's what I did. I novelised Sonic 2 on the Master System, but I did a Viking who was Sonic's mentor character.
Okay.
And he was called Bert the Bone Eater. But yeah, it was very moving. He was trying to avenge the death of his father.
Sonic?
Who was, yeah.
Sonic's father?
Yes.
Okay,
His
so
father,
you've
and
gone
his
deep.
father was called Alexander.
It's like Game of Thrones. What was that? Absolutely heartbreaking.
I must have got it from somewhere else as well. There's like no way I came up with that as a 7-year-old. I'm like, yeah, his father's death.
Every story I wrote before the age of about 14 was just Star Wars, really, but with different characters.
Barbara Cartland used to wholesale steal other romance novelists' entire books and wouldn't even change the names. She was like 90% of the plot points and all of the names. She wrote 19 books in 1976.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think Barbara Cartland is history's greatest monster.
Well, you think Hitler ice cream's funny, so...
It's funny the amount of fan art and fan fiction and general fan stuff that Sonic inspires. This is beyond me, but like whenever you do a cursory Google of Sonic, you discover everybody with their Sonic personas. Like their Sonic characters. Yeah, persona, but furry.
Yeah.
No, I got that.
The whole thing.
Wait, is this a sex thing or is
this?
this?
I don't really want to know.
Right.
Sometimes
I think furry. I don't get it. I'm not gonna judge, but also. It's
there's
weird.
a large crossover between Sonic fans and furries, though, right?
That's it.
And that's when if you start looking into the Sonic fandom, you realise that there's this like very, very big bit of the Venn diagram that's just both.
But like I go, okay, so you find it sexy to dress as animals, but like, why Sonic?
Well, there is a rabbit called Cream. That's always
Cream the rabbit.
Has been a bit
boobs.
Yeah, there's Knuckles the Echidna, and you know the thing about echidnas' penises, right? Guys, you don't know this. You don't know this. Right, okay. I tell you what, so when I was in a popular television programme called Dara O'Brien's and Ellie Gibson's Go 8-Bit a few years ago, 3 series, it was my job to come up with sort of facts about games, and I used to like to do a quiz, which was always edited out of the final broadcast.
Okay.
But we did, I think we did Crash Bandicoot once, and I wrote a quiz about video game characters' penises.
Why?
Why?
Just why? Are you a Sonic fan?
The money wasn't good enough to do any actual research. I wasn't going to spend all day on Wikipedia. Luckily, I've been through the archive, guys, and I've saved all the original scripts so I can recycle all the jokes that were cut from the show because they weren't good enough.
Oh, this
and
is great.
I could, if you like, we could do the penis quiz.
Yes,
now.
please.
Oh God,
this is like an exclusive, Keza. This is like never broadcast, barely broadcastable, to be honest. This is an exclusive, like extra content for fans of Ellie Gibson's Go 8-Bit.
Let's get this over with.
Ellie Gibson's amazing penis quiz.
Right.
I'm excited, erotically.
Now, bear in mind, I spent most of this series pretending I was Richard Osman. So this is how what I've actually written in the script. Okay. Penis quiz. That's what I've called it. Original.
Sure.
Penis quiz.
Bandicoots are one of a few species which have unusual genitals. Does anyone know why?
Does it fully retract?
That's Crash. Crash has a bifurcated penis, which means it's split in two.
That sounds painful.
I feel changed by this knowledge.
So it's not 2 dicks. It's 1 dick in 2
split
holes.
in 2. But I mean, but then
hang on, wait. Did
bandicoots
bandicoots have 2 vaginas? Like, where does the second one go?
What's the difference between having 2 penises and a penis that's split in 2? Like, I have 2 fingers. I don't have 1 finger split in 2.
Yeah.
I've actually got 5 fingers. Well, anyway, it's just
I've got
getting...
10.
Oh, yeah, but thumbs don't count, my son would say, because he's 9, he's fucking annoying. So you've actually got 8. You've got 8.
Okay.
All right, now, imagine we're in a TV studio, and imagine there's a picture of Echo the Dolphin on the big screen, Suze.
I'm imagining it.
And here's what I've written in the script. Yes, that's Echo the Dolphin. What's unusual about his penis, teens?
Does it echolocate?
Oh, whoa. No, it's retractable, Keza.
I knew one of these penises would be
had to be.
retractable. I knew it.
Okay.
Also, dolphins engage in same-sex relations early in life and use the bonds they form to hunt for females as they get older, which, as anyone who played Echo will know, is level 4. Look, I wrote a joke. I wrote a joke in it, guys.
That's very good.
Cool.
Oh my God, that game is impossible. I tried playing it on Twitch and I got about 15 minutes in and went. I literally went, forget it.
Don't you get eaten by sharks? Is that a thing?
There's all kinds of terrible things. Also, his oxygen only lasts 90 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, who knew
And
it was
he's
so
quite
hard to save the
control.
dolphins?
Yeah. You know when you see like real dolphins, they're really elegant and like swimming. Echo's, he's fucking terrible.
Also, I'm not constantly like jamming his nose into a rock. Like, I would go, oh, sorry. So it's a horrible game.
Right, final one. Now, if you imagine in our virtual studio teams,
I can't believe it's nearly over.
I'm getting really into it now. I'm visualising it now.
I looked at the screen. So, oh no, hang on.
Knuckles, the echidna from Sonic the Hedgehog is of course an echidna. How many penises do they have? Suze, I'm coming to you.
Sake. Oh, well, he always looked annoyed about something, so maybe none. He was just like, I've got such a high sex drive and I can't do anything about it.
Oh, I haven't actually written the answer.
None.
Who would have thought this penis quiz would be half-cocked?
Ellie Gibson's brief pause to look up the actual answer.
I can sort of get why the Sonic fans find it so sexy.
Can you?
I thought you were about to say I can sort of get why the penis quiz was cut from Ellie Gibson's
No,
show.
I don't get that.
I
I think the show would be on series 20 by now if it had stayed.
Knuckles the Echidna, as in all male echidnas, has a bizarre four-headed penis. This is why
Is four-headed the same as bifurcated but like tetracated?
I don't know, but get this. During sex, I think you're going to like this, guys.
Okay.
During sex, 2 of the heads shut down while the other 2 grow bigger to fit into the female's 2-branched reproductive tract.
Again,
Males-
why do they need 4?
Males alternate the heads they use between matings.
Well, that's answered my
So
question
they have like
unexpectedly.
spare penises.
Oh,
so they
my
have a little
God.
go with 2.
Fancy
then
something a
swap
bit different
over.
tonight?
Yeah.
Try the other 2 penis
This is
heads.
gross. It's making me think of like Cerberus.
Do you think they name them like John, Paul, George and Ringo? Who do you want tonight, love? Oh, get Ringo and George out. Oh.
He's like, these are my true knuckles. And Sonic goes, you're putrid. I wish you'd never shown up.
Right, speaking of putrid.
I feel like you're trying to change the subject.
What is this?
Can I just say, I thought that was a bloody good quiz. That was a bloody
It was
good
really-
I just
it
want it
was
to
great.
be over. I really want this part of my life to
entertainment.
stop.
You laugh now. That'll be a series of questions on pointless next week. When they
There was a Sonic cartoon. It was awful. I had to make myself like it because it was.
It was
like,
very important to your identity that you like this cartoon.
Yeah, it was like I had to tell people, no, it's really good, and it was horrible. It's like a really bad Hanna-Barbera cartoon. At the end of every episode, it would be Sonic Says, and he would teach kids a lesson. He'd be like, he'd be like, oh, don't go off with strangers and that kind of thing. But one was, he had this really annoying voice. He'd go, if you see a tumble dryer, it may look fun to get inside. He said, don't. And he opens the door of a tumble dryer and he goes, if you get in there and someone switches it on, you could break all of your bones. So I just imagine him
to death.
I can imagine him going, if you see an echidna, don't look at his penis. It's disgusting.
If an echidna tries to show you his penis, just say no.
Just say, oh my God, they did actually do that. He was like, hugs from someone you love are great. he said, if someone hugs you and you don't want it, he's like, you tell them no, and then tell a grown-up. Like, what if that person is a grown-up?
Yeah, Sonic's not thought it through, obviously.
He hasn't thought anything through, and I think a lot of children's lives were ruined because of that.
I mean, I know the sex education is subpar in America, but, you know, if they're relying on Sonic, they really are fucked.
Well, at
That's
least
it.
it could be worse. At least they're not relying on Knuckles.
Jesus Christ. Right, so,
Okay,
which is the
fine,
most...
Fine,
which is,
move on. Fine,
Okay.
whatever.
I ruined it. Like,
Sue's not having quite a nice time, actually, but no. Keza, the spoil sport, wants to talk about video
stop
games or some
talking
such.
about the dicks.
which... that is my catchphrase. Which is the most repellent of all the repellent Sonic add-on? That rubbish bat one. Everyone hates
There's
Tails.
fucking Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh god, emo Sonic.
Yeah, he's got a gun.
Yeah, they're like, do you know what makes Sonic cool? Give him a gun.
Yeah. Just give him a gun. And it's like the Sonic series is dark now.
I had a friend with one of the Sega consoles, and I was always had to be fucking Tails.
Oh,
never let me be
like
Sonic.
Sonic 2 one-player even, where you can control Tails with the second controller, but the
It's just
camera,
constantly
the
left,
game camera...
Yeah, you're just left off the screen all the
That's
time.
it.
You may as well not be
I
there.
had
It's
a
like giving
bit-
a child an unplugged controller and say, here, you play too.
Exactly. Yeah, you might as well not bother. Like, I have a bit about that where I'm like, if you want to know what it's like being a woman in 2020, play one-player Sonic 2 and you get to be Tails. So I said that, but I tried it on stage 3-4 times, and every time one person in the audience would laugh. I'm like, it's not enough.
And you're like, my soulmates.
It's you.
you.
It's like, you and I are going to the chapel.
超ハラハラ超ドキドキの超速アクションソニック・ザ・ヘッジホッグ2
Welcome to Sonic Land メガドライブから世界へ向けて
So was there a point at which you fell out of love with Sonic, Sooz? You sort of outgrew him, or just you'd had enough, really?
No, because I still play it on Twitch and I'm more immature about it than when I was 7. At least when I was 7, I would go, and now I will play Sonic, the video game, and just play it. Now I'm creating backstories as I play, and I make out that it's for viewers. I'm like, they'll love this, but it's for me. I'm having the time of my life. 7-year-old me would see it and go, you're incredibly immature. But it's also like payback for when I was actual 7 or 8, on the last day of term, people would bring in their consoles and play video games. And Tim Wilkinson brought in his Master System, and all the boys were playing Sonic on the Master System. And I was going, let me play it. And they went, no, you're lying that you can play Sonic. And I think about it all the time, and I think they probably do too.
Did you get to play it?
No, they wouldn't let me play it because they were like, she's lying that she's good, she can't play it.
Right, I'm not going to accept that. What actually happened is that they let you play it, and then you were so much better than them that feminism was achieved.
Yes.
You just won. It was like the last day.
And you're like, oh, why don't we have a Jacinta Ardern? It's me.
Yeah, and then we all got the vote, and then that's how that worked.
That's how
yeah,
women got the
happened.
vote when I played Sonic and was good.
But you, I'm just going to go out and just guess, Sooz, guess that like all sorts of women of your generation, really. Did you by any chance have a thing about Lara Croft for a period of time?
Oh, yeah.
What a shocking answer.
What a misguided young lady I was.
What makes you sweat? Is it passion? Or could it just be heat? What about not knowing if your very next breath will be your last? What about all three? Tomb Raider from Eidos Interactive.
I wanted to be her because she was adventurous and cool, and she could look after herself with the aid of guns, and she had big titties. And I wanted them as well. So, and you look back on it now and you go, oh, this was a character for men.
Yeah. But she was all we had.
Exactly.
That's
all we had.
So we all related super, super hard to her.
Hi, I'm Lara Croft, and I'm here to tell you all about my new game, Tomb Raider 3.
I mean, who else did you have? Peach. Princess Peach. Rubbish. She wasn't even playable in most of the games at that point.
No, she wasn't. And it's sad, isn't it?
Are there any... Hang on, wait. Are there any playable female Sonic characters?
Cream the Rabbit. I used to think Knuckles was a girl, but now I know.
Very much 4 times over not a girl.
And,
I think
exactly. No, though, I mean, on a Nintendo they had Samus.
But you didn't know she was a woman until right at the end of the game.
No, I like that at the end of the game.
Yeah, at the end of Metroid, she took her helmet off and it's like, OMG, it's a lady under there.
And also, could just be a video game man with long hair.
Could.
It's not very detailed.
Secretly, she's a hot chick.
She looks like she's naked as well. The spacesuit is beige.
They did a version of Samus in a skin-tight blue suit at one point, and it was like, no.
The whole point is... this character is amazing, and then the boys playing it go, it was a lady. And it's still more progressive than Lara Croft.
Definitely.
Yeah, but it was a different time. I liked that, and I quite liked the thing that boys would be quite disappointed, because on the box, if you remember, the original Tomb Raider, she had that green vest on, and the boobs were magnificent, weren't they? They were sort of 2 enormous water balloons.
Total 90s knockers.
Yes, and they were sort of silk, it was lovely. Yeah. And then when you actually got the game going, it was just like she put a Toblerone up her vest. They're very pointy, and I can't imagine that being comfy.
No, and then kills endangered animals with them, just slice.
Yeah, take that, Echidna. All 4 penises in one go.
And you'll soon see that Tomb Raider 3 is by far the most exciting adventure yet. Most of you are probably thinking that I'll have new outfits to wear.
There was that time in the 90s where video game culture and lad culture became intertwined all of a sudden.
That's it.
It became slightly awkward to be a woman in that space, because it's like, cool, everything is very much not aimed at me here anymore.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider 3 incorporates an amazing variety of new elements, all designed to give the game more depth and the player more satisfaction. But I can't say too much at the moment. I'd hate to reveal everything. Well, I hope you'll take good care of me when you play Tomb Raider 3. I'll need all the help I can get,
I really went for it in a big way, and it's bad actually. I remember being 13, 14 and being just like, I'm not like the other girls. And,
classic cool girl feminist.
Yeah, and just going like, I don't have any friends who are girls. Girls are just so bitchy, aren't they? I just have friends who are guys.
I think we all had that phase.
They were just all horrible incel-y guys who would say terrible things about women, and I'd go, yeah, and think, I hope they don't think that about me.
How old were you when you figured out you didn't have to laugh at those jokes?
14.
Okay, I took till 16.
Okay.
Yeah, there's definitely a point
but
when you realise, hold up a
minute. Some people still haven't, and I feel bad for them.
What do you think of the new Tomb Raiders? Because you remember the few years ago they rebooted and they were like, oh, so now we're going to show that Lara's she's not this Teflon, space chief. That's not a word. Space Marine. Space Marine.
Space chief, fucking Moonraker.
Like in that game Halos. Space Chief. He's the main character.
Space Chief.
And he takes his helmet off at the end. He's a woman. You remember? So we're going to tell the story. We're going to make her a human, a rounded character, then we're going to do that, and then by have her murdering 800 people in the first 90 seconds.
Gotcha.
That's...
that was it. She was a troubled student with dead or absent parents.
Is this in 2013?
That's
they
right.
Did all this?
2013 Tomb Raider reboot.
I'd finally set out to make my mark, to find adventure. But instead, adventure found me.
Yeah.
And they had a moment where it was like, we're going to humanise Lara, and the way we're going to do that is by having a pirate try and feel her up, and then she's going to shoot him in the head.
Oh, classic,
That was the first kill. And after that, it just became a typical action game.
Yeah, I could see I had some sympathy for what they were trying to do, but it was that classic thing where story and the mechanics of games just bump up against each other in a really horrible, violent, murdery way. And it was like, well, this I can see you're trying to tell quite an intelligent, sensitive story, but then you're trying to do it immediately, and then she's a homicidal maniac.
I really, really liked that game a lot, but at the time I was like, this is a bit of a strange tonal shift. We've gone from being a desperate survivor who has to shoot someone to save herself, and now it's like, pew, 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 pew.
Gotcha. Yeah, and you kind of go, just don't have that. Just have her shooting bad guys.
Why not? Yeah, just do it.
Or do all the microaggressions and aggressions. She's so go from her not just one guy feels wrong. Different when she worked in Iceland for 2 years, and every time Jeff from Frozen Prawns would come over and feed her up. Do you know what I mean? Things like that. Let's see the whole history of why she's because I feel like that many days.
Finally, let's see her as a 3-year-old making loads of noise, and her parents going, no, little girls should be quiet.
Yeah.
Let's see that.
Let's see her breastfeeding and getting shifty looks off the old man at the next table who's reading The Sun at the time. Let's see all that.
Bloody hell. And plot twist, it's the butler. From her house. So no wonder she locks him in the fridge.
Oh,
did you spend a lot of time in is it Croft Manor?
Croft Manor.
Yeah. Did you spend a lot of time in Croft Manor?
Yeah,
I spent half my time in that game just enjoying her house. She had such a nice house.
She did have a real good house. I hated playing the real game. I found it scary, and I have no sense of direction, so I got lost a lot. I'm not very good at 3D games. That's why I stopped playing games in the year 2000, because I don't know where I'm going. So, but I knew I was going in her house. So I just run around there. She doesn't make good use of the space, though. It's only one bedroom.
No, but there's the obstacle course outside, isn't there? Yeah,
there is. And the end of the obstacle course in Tomb Raider 3 is you have to shoot targets, and the last target is on the butler's front. He's standing with a tea tray and no armour, he's got a tea tray around his front with a target on it, and you have to shoot it, and he goes, oh! It's cathartic.
Oh, it's good times.
I hate that guy.
I like the obstacle course because it was basically it was just like the Krypton Factor, the video game. I would have been quite happy with that.
I loved it. I think I was probably the best in the world at it because I played it non-stop for about a year and a half. I can't wait to get home from school and do the obstacle course in the tutorial level of Loris.
You should speed run it.
Definitely
for your Twitchers. For the old Twitchers.
Hey Twitchers. Today we're going to be doing that obstacle course again.
What's up, Twitchers?
Hey you there. I see you looking at that tumble dryer thinking it looks like fun. Don't. You break all your bones.
Did you see the new Sonic movie that came out just in the before times?
Yeah, I sure did, because I was just convinced and looking forward to how bad it was going to be.
Yeah, there was no... I mean, especially after... Because they put out a trailer, didn't they, a year before with just the scariest Sonic.
Yeah.
He had teeth. It was so upsetting. It viscerally offended everybody under the age of 45
and
in the
I
world.
think they did it deliberately so that everyone would go, it's awful. And they go, okay, we've heard you and we're going to redesign it. Like, no, you were going to do that anyway so that everyone's expectations would be way lower. I think that's what happened. However, my expectations were as low as that trailer. When they announced the Sonic movie, I was like, it's going to be appalling. So when I then went to see the film ready to go, this is the worst thing ever, and it was basically fine, I went, I feel cheated.
It's almost disappointing.
Yeah, it was so much better than the Mario movie.
The Bob Hoskins one.
Bob Hoskins.
Yeah.
And halfway through filming, he turned to the director and said, I was talking to my daughter last night and she told me that this is all based on a video game.
Because Dennis Hopper played Bowser, didn't he? Yeah. And I read a quote where he said in an interview, he said... his son, years later, like his son came to him and said, Dad, like, why did you make that movie? It's so terrible. Why do you think that's your legacy? Like, what? And he was like, listen, son, you needed shoes. and the kid went, Dad, I did not need shoes that bad.
I don't think Sonic has ever worked in 3D with speaking.
No, the games have always been bad.
Yeah, I just
don't
I don't like it.
Apart from, of course, Ellie.
Oh, why? I knew you were going to say.
Do tell us about the your favourite Sonic game of recent years.
So, fine, I'll just say the facts. The facts are Sega released, obviously Sega, why would it be anyone else? Sega released a game called Sonic 4 that was like a 2D sequel to the original, as we've agreed, excellent Sonic games.
Yeah.
And I was working for a website called Eurogamer, and I reviewed it because I was a big Sonic fan, and I gave it 9 out of 10.
She got a bit carried away.
Nearly perfect.
The score I should have given it was 2 out of 10.
It is not a good video game.
No.
You were caught up. You were just caught up in
like I've
nostalgia.
It got everything wrong, didn't it?
It was like when you go out
Yeah.
for a drink with like an old boyfriend you haven't seen for years, and you're like, oh yeah, and then it's not until you're at the bus stop and his hand's up your jumper, you're like, wait a minute, I remember that time we had a row because he took a copy of FHM's top models of 1999 on holiday, or remember that time every time Arsenal lost he wouldn't speak to me for 3 hours. I mean, I'm just plucking those as examples out of the air.
There are sometimes you get like weirdly caught up, don't you?
Yeah.
In a game, especially if you're reviewing it, and so it's not in public opinion yet. No one else is really playing it, or maybe you don't know anyone else who is playing it. Sometimes when you review games, they take you to like a hotel, and you have to play the game in the hotel, and you're not allowed to leave. And so,
like NDA,
yeah, very much. Right. So you can't possibly like leak the code or post about it on Twitter or whatever.
Or remember that there's a world outside this hideous video game.
Exactly. So day 2 of that, you start to lose a grip on reality, and you start to question your own instincts, and you get to a point where you're like, "Is this game amazing? I don't know."
Well, look, I think it's about time we brought a special guest in, Keza. I know this is your favourite bit.
Oh yeah, brilliant! So we've got someone in. I've got a man. I think I've got a man to come in.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, he'll be funny.
Ah, that'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah. They are. They always are.
They all are.
Men are so mean.
Let's not forget to laugh.
Come on in.
Hello. Oh. Hi there, ladies. How are you?
We're just doing great.
Good to see you. You're both looking lovely, if I may say.
Thank you.
I'm a top video games executive, Barry Sega. And I'm
Mr.
looking...
Sega, I mean, can I just say it's such a delight to have you with us.
Thank you so much.
We'd like to thank you personally for the brilliance that is the supporting cast of Sonic the Hedgehog.
No problem. I know them all personally. Great bunch of lads.
Excellent.
Tell you what, though, Knuckles, though, he costs a fortune in underpants. He has to have them specially made. Tell you what, though, they fit him like a glove. Okay, now, I'm looking for some new intellectual property because, sadly, Sonic 4 was critically underrated by most reviewers and didn't do as well as we were banking on. So I'm looking for a new IP, and I was wondering, Sooz Kempner, if you'd like to pitch your video game idea to me, Barry Sega.
Gotcha. Okay, well, I quite like, now that I'm a grown-up, I quite like to mix politics and gaming. And I think, what would you say to Senator Sonic? Senator Sonic the Hedgehog, he is a Democrat senator. He's blue. so it works.
Right.
He's a Democrat senatorial candidate.
I think that might turn off half of Sonic's audience. That's the main issue that I've got with this pitch
You
so
saying
far.
most Sonic fans are very right-wing?
I'm saying it's split down the middle, like a
Just
like
like
society.
Yeah,
like Crash Bandicoot's penis.
Like Crash Bandicoot's penis.
Well, Barry, I didn't know you liked Sony PlayStation.
Oh no, but I do
games
like
as
to
well.
keep an eye on the genitalia of the competition.
Is that why you gave Knuckles 4 dicks?
That's right. That's why
You
he's
were
an
like-
echidna. Suze, I feel like we're getting off topic.
Okay.
I want to hear more about your idea.
Sonic is a Democratic senatorial candidate.
Who's the incumbent? Is it Robotnik? Okay,
Yes.
yeah. That makes sense. Because his
I like
beard
the
and hair
way
are
he.
red.
Yeah, you have to smash him through a variety of debates and rallies, and yeah, you just have to win over the red state voting public in this game. But it's Sonic, so he'd do it using speed and really annoying catchphrases. So he'd like turn to people and go, "Blue's better than red." So he does a lot of standing on stage. He goes like, "Let's just give a big hand to all the emergency workers," and and the audience are like clapping. He probably sheds a little tear.
So
You could call it Sonic 5 running for office.
Oh,
9 out of 10.
Shit!
Very strong. But listen, I'm who's the big wig video game executive here?
Why did you talk over that man?
I just want the best.
You shouldn't have done that.
I just want the best for Sooz here.
I don't want you left-wing hippie Guardian writers coming at me with your ideas and your hummus. Get out of my office. Oh yeah, I'm in your studio. Anyway, Suze,
Thank
how much
you.
money is it going to cost to make this game?
I don't know, like £25.
You got a deal!
Oh yeah!
Congratulations, Sooz.
Okay, I'll be
Triple A
off, guys.
title.
Got to get back to Japan. I've got a punch up with Ian Nintendo scheduled for 7 p.m.
Oh,
Wow, I didn't know
later.
that heads of video games companies like beat each other senseless.
There's a lot you don't know, and you'll never know.
guess.
Cheerio!
Bye, Barry.
See you,
Thank
Barry.
you.
25 quid. I mean, riches.
Yeah, that's how much the
I
game
know
costs to
times are
make.
hard right now. Hopefully that will help.
I think it's going to help a lot. I've saved a lot of money on travel since I've started sitting in my house just playing video games for money.
Excellent.
Oh, hi guys, you alright?
Oh, what's up, Ellie?
Hello, Ellie.
Yeah.
Oh, I tell you
know
what
what
you
she
just
got-
missed.
What's that?
I just sold a video game.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
Who to?
Barry Sager.
Barry Sager. I
He
saw
said
him on
I
the way
looked.
out.
He
Yeah.
said I look really nice.
Oh, yeah, no, he's a sucker for a short skirt,
real,
Barry Sager.
real gentleman. Real
Yeah,
gentleman
yeah.
is Barry Sager.
Good. Shall we end this with a quick fire round?
Oh, yeah.
Shall we end it all?
I would end it with another penis quiz, but I've got a feeling I'll get short shrift on
Yeah,
that one.
you know what? I think we may have run out of mileage on the
Short
penis
shrift
quiz.
penis quiz.
We're not going to do Sonic or Mario this time, are we?
we know the answer.
Yeah, we know
I
the
think.
answer.
Okay,
All right,
We
let's
know
go.
it's
All right,
Sonic.
here we go. PC or consoles?
Consoles. But
Do-
PCs for like Word documents and stuff.
They're
Don't try and write that on your Mega Drive.
Mario Paint, yeah. Difficulty setting, easy peasy or hard as bloody nails?
Easy peasy. I want my games to be relatively drama free,
Yeah.
unless I'm watching them.
We're all going to die someday, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who's got time
Let's
for
just
hard
make
as
things
nails,
nice.
Really.
Yeah.
Single player or multiplayer?
Multiplayer if it's Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, because I'm really good and I'll
Very
beat
specific.
people. But usually single player and me commentating and making it political, because I'm grown up.
Completist or can't be asked?
I'd like to say completist, but what happens is I get 10 minutes into a game and go, I'll forget this, and then just watch a playthrough on YouTube.
Pikachu or Squirtle?
Squirtle.
Squirtle.
Just old bathwater. Crash or Spyro?
Spyro. Very wholesome, cute. I like the way the dragons all thank him.
I don't think he has a penis, does he, Spyro?
No.
He doesn't wear clothes.
Oh my god, can we
He
stop
does-
discussing the penises of my
He
children?
doesn't- he doesn't-
I've been married for 10 years. I think about penises a lot, Keza.
Spyro doesn't piss or fuck. Sorry. I'm just trying to prove that women can be gross too.
That's right. They're rebooting. They are like Tomb Raider. They're rebooting the Spyro series, and it's called Spyro 2020. He doesn't piss or
Doesn't
fuck.
piss or fuck, and he's got a gun.
Spyro, purple-headed dragon. That's what they're calling it. Keza, do you want to do one more? Or I feel like she's had enough.
God,
She's
right.
had enough of this
That's
filth.
it.
SimCity or Flight Simulator?
SimCity, please. Socialism always solves it in these games. If you notice that. Anyway, carry on.
Funny that, isn't it? It's almost as if the values of the people who make video games are present in the games themselves.
Who would have thought it? Oh, well, there we go.
we have to end the podcast by saying game over.
Oh!
But Ellie and I refuse to
Absolutely
demean
not.
ourselves.
Not enough money in the world. Not
I
enough money in the
know,
world.
by doing
Keza.
that. So
It just
so
sounds.
you,
But then what? Then you get a continue, and then there's another episode of your podcast.
I mean, that's also a really good idea. Do you know what? You could.
Dun, 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 dun,
She's
dun,
changing
dun,
it up.
dun, 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 dun. That's the when Sonic continue music. And if you don't
I got
choose the continue within 10 seconds, it goes dun, 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 dun. It goes really minor key. Like,
Yeah.
how could you not continue? I'm like, because I'm adult and sometimes I've got to watch CNN for 12 hours.
I want that played at my funeral, Sooz, as I get lowered behind the curtain. They push me on the curtain.
I love the drowning music.
Oh God!
Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! And then they throw me in the sea.
Yeah.
I was just hoping for the.
Yeah. Well, if you like, why not? If you want to add a I'll leave it to you to freestyle it, Suze. We need the world's game over. If you want to add a continue or some music, whatever you like, you go for it. You explore the space.
Okay. So, oh no, I lost all my lives in Marble Zone because I'm so fucking shit at this game now that I'm 35. No, I've got to watch CNN. I'll turn it off. Game over.
That was moving.
It's painted me a picture.
Oh, that took me on a journey.
It did.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for this, Suze.
Thanks for having me. This was lovely.
This has been Extra Life. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Extra Life Pod.
Extra Life with Ellie Gibson and Keza Macdonald. Produced by Joel Moss. Assistant producer Alex Hart. Music by Wayne Shepherd. Extra Life is a Great Big Owl production for Auddy.
Believe it or not, every year some ignorant kid takes a ride in a clothes dryer just like this one and ends up getting hurt. It gets pretty hot in there, and those dryer fins can break your bones when they get going. If you think it's smart to climb in a dryer, you're really all wet.
We've had some complaints from the various video game executives featured on this show, and we'd like to just make absolutely clear that Ellie's voices do not represent the actual views of any of the corporations mentioned.
Oh, spoil sport.